Paul, do you believe the Cowboys could be the surprise team this year in 2025?
Well, I want to believe based on a healthy Dak Prescott, knowing that he's a top 10 quarterback, TJ, and adding George Pickens, I would like to think so. But when I look at the schedule and I look at their defense, which was one of the worst scoring defenses in all of football a year ago, wasn't allowed, didn't have a run stoppage, just everybody ran all over them. And, you know, so we're asking, are they going to be able to outscore opponents? Then I look at their schedule. When you look at the last 8 weeks of the season, they're playing six playoff teams out of the last 8 games of their season. I just don't see them being a surprise team. But I will tell you who will be my surprise team coming up. People better watch out for those New England Patriots. That'll be my surprise team.
You all Boston, huh?
No, but, you know, Vrabel, they were 4-13 last year. They got some key additions, Stephon Diggs, Mac Hollins. Of course, I already mentioned Mike Vrabel, Josh McDaniels, Terrell Williams. This is a team that is going to fly under the radar, and I guarantee they're not going to be a team you're going to go to New England and say this is an easy win and you're going to be all out the night before the game. You're going to get your rest before you have to see the Patriots. But Dallas, it's tough right now. It looks like, look, you start off at Philly. You may get New York. Then you at Chicago. Then you get – this is just a tough schedule. It's one of the toughest schedules in all of football. I don't see them shocking anybody because, as you all know, when you wear that star on your helmet, everybody comes to play when you're that logo. So,
man,
they'll be lucky to finish third in the division, to be honest.
Looking at their schedule is tough when you break it all the way down. Because Philly, I'm assuming Philly going to win that game in Philadelphia.
Yeah.
You know, you got the Giants. Chicago, I don't know. They should be better. Green Bay, obviously. I like the Jets. Carolina, Washington, I like. Denver, I like. Arizona, I could care less about. Then they get that bye. And like you said, you start the Raiders. I know a lot of people are thinking the Raiders are going to be dogs in the NFL, but they got to go to Las Vegas. To Las Vegas could be something. Then obviously Philly, Kansas City, Detroit, Minnesota, the Chargers, and Washington. Doesn't look promising for the Dallas Cowboys.
That's got to be one of the toughest schedules in all of football. I mean, it's just there's really no, I can say, easy games. I'm not even giving them New York because New York understands that this is a rival and they're going to be up to play them both times.
Yeah, TJ. So I got to know. I think it's the Jets for me. And yes, because no one is giving the Jets a real opportunity, a chance to make any noise, given that Buffalo is in the division in Miami, let alone the conference where you start talking Baltimore's and Pittsburgh's and Cincinnati's, then you switch over to Kansas City and you look at the Denver's and you look at the Chargers. Nobody's giving them a shot at all. I am, no. I mean, the win total with them is, for me, is above 7.5, and I think they'll exceed that expectations. You know, but I don't think that the Cowboys, on the other hand, they'll probably exceed that by like maybe 2 9.5 games, I would say, because it's 7.5. That's the expectations. Mm-hmm. I figured 9. I don't think they make the playoffs. They're underdogs to start the season against the Eagles. Against the Eagles. So by 7, and the Eagles they're a better team. They're just a better team. Receivers are probably even. Jalen Hurts is a little bit better than me right now than Dak Prescott. They obviously the running back, the offensive line. I mean, they're going to go up against Philadelphia. I think they win 9 games. That's what I think they get. I think they win 9.
That's a lot.
The Cowboys, this is the thing. You have a new head coach, and we all know this. When you have a new head coach in week 1, things aren't going to go as smoothly as you think they would. And so they're going to have some hiccups just from the head coach's perspective. That's right there. But what we're not talking about is their best player may not even play this game. If they don't sign Micah Parsons to a deal, is he going to play? Is he going to risk going out there without a new contract? And so we got to talk about that. If they don't have number 11, they're getting blown out. The Eagles are on a mission. Now, the Cowboys, the last time Dak Prescott was hurt in 22, he came back in 2023, second MVP. He was a top 4 quarterback. Now, if he can play at that level, they'll always have a chance. And he'll make up for Micah Parsons not being there on the defensive side of the ball, but Dak is going to have to play better than he's ever played. And can he do that? I don't know. With a new system, with a head coach that is an offensive guy that pretty much got looked over his entire career, and many felt he was just handed this job. Like, was he the most qualified person for the job? Many will say no. He was just handed the job. So will the Cowboys be the surprise team? I'm going to say absolutely not. I'm going to go with the Atlanta Falcons as being the surprise team for me. Ooh. The skill guys they have with Mooney, Drake London, Bijan Robinson, Penix going to be in his second year. Kyle Pitts now coming back off the injury a year removed from that, so he's going to be a lot better. So surprise team will be the Atlanta Falcons.
You know, Atlanta got a new DC. I don't know. I'm not. I know we like Michael Penix, but the sample size that I got from him a year ago didn't come away with glaring positive remarks. Lot, Key.
Man, I don't see this boy on the field, man, in person. Man.
But you know, I can throw to you right now, and I'm gonna look. They're gonna want to sign me.
Absolutely not. Out there, no chance.
If we out there in t-shirts and shorts, and you running routes, and I'm throwing to you, it's gonna look good. Now you put TJ on one side, Watt on one side, and Myles Garrett on another, and they running at me. That's probably not a good thing.
Pull up to the workout.
T-shirts and shorts, I
want to see you in
good.
I want to see you in t-shirts and shorts.
No, but
next week, pull up.
You know we all look good in t-shirts and shorts. I'm just saying.
I'm talking the accuracy, though. Like, we in t-shirt and shorts. I done seen some NFL quarterbacks
accurate when they ain't coming at you.
No, they not. No,
we all accurate when they not coming at you. But when you got them dudes with them full beards and them car seats and them trucks and they mad with them big old
they got families to feed.
Come on, man. You already know it's different. In the small sample size that I think Michael Penix can turn out to be something special? Yes. But I didn't see enough last year. This is his rookie year coming up, not last year. This will be his rookie year in essence. So I just need to see more game. I can't 3 games, 4 games. They don't do it for me. I need to see him play 17 games in a season, same way I needed to see Brock Purdy play 17 games, a full season, before I said, okay, he's here to stay.
Now, back to the Cowboys. If Dak can play how he did in 2023, the schedule don't matter.
Yeah, dude.
Not if Dak can play that way. The schedule's not going to matter. Because when you're in that zone, you feel like I'm going to lead my team to victory. You had the weapons. This probably, outside of Amari Cooper and CeeDee Lamb, this is the best receiving core Dak has had. And it may be the best because CeeDee Lamb was young. And so he has the weapons. I'm just concerned myself is with the play calling. That's what concerns me, is the play calling. Coaching in the NFL matters so much, more than any sport. You got to call the right play at the right time. And the best coaches, that's what they do.
See, what's the difference? If Dak looks like he did 2 years ago, right? What's the difference between the Cowboys coming up than the Cincinnati Bengals of last year? If Dak looks like an MVP player,
I would say
it's no difference because as long as your defense is one of the worst defenses, and you bear witness to this,
the Cowboys couldn't stop the run. They weren't bad against the pass.
They couldn't stop the run.
They weren't bad against the pass. No, they weren't bad against the pass.
They still were a bad defense.
The Bengals were bad stopping the run,
the pass,
and the pass.
Yeah, they didn't create turnovers. They didn't do anything remotely close to those sort of things. When Dak Prescott was cooking, that defense was turning the ball over. Bland was getting interceptions left and right. I mean, Diggs was playing at a high level. It just was a different situation.
At all-pro level.
Yeah, that's what. So when you look at it, that's the difference between Cincinnati and Dallas. Dak Prescott, if he can play well and that defense can stop the run, they got an opportunity and chance. It was recently revealed on Netflix quarterback that Chiefs defensive coordinator Steve Spagnuolo told Cincinnati Bengals quarterback Joe Burrow that he was the best quarterback in the league after Patrick Mahomes, but I'm not so sure that being called second best is actually a compliment, because I don't want somebody coming up to me and saying, oh, man, you the second best wide receiver behind T.J. Houshmandzadeh in the National Football League.
But how would Mahomes feel if he said that? If he came up to Burrow and said, man, you're the best, and that got leaked and everybody was talking about that in the media?
But you don't need to even say that. You can say, You can say, if you Spags, you can come up to him and say, man, you're a hard quarterback to game.
And that's why it means so much that he said what he said.
No, okay, as a coach, yeah, that's poking at him a little bit. But
I think Spags is...
the coaches do that.
Yeah, I think Spags, though, the second best.
It was a compliment, but on the flip side, he had to let him know that you're not there yet.
Yeah, but you
right there.
Play. So you bet he's better than Josh Allen. So now you got to see Josh Allen in week 4, I think it is, that
I
they
don't
see
even think Josh Allen tripping off of that because coaches say stuff like that all the time.
No, you're going to trip on it. No, you're going to trip. You just ain't going to trip on it publicly. You're going to see it. You might have it folded up in your pocket in your wallet. You might put it in your little cubby hole in your locker. Yeah. And you may never say nothing to the public about it, but you'll go back to that cubby hole and read and say, okay, I got something for Spags in his defense. Do you think he is the second best, TJ?
Not a lie told. Yes, I do. And I truly believe that. And why wouldn't Spags believe that? Joe Burrow has a winning record against him. Josh Allen doesn't. Lamar Jackson doesn't either. Now,
they do.
No.
Josh Allen?
In the regular season, he does.
Season. Okay.
Like in the regular season, 4-1.
Right.
In the playoffs, he's 0-4. Right. So technically, he's 4-5 going against the Chiefs. When Spags comes out and tells Burrow that, that's an appreciation. That's an appreciation. And that right there is a great list, by the way. But that's an appreciation of the work that Joe Burrow has put in. And that's just Spags letting you know, like, outside of our guy, you the guy that I take next. I'd want you outside of he can't say, oh, you the best in the league. Because Mahomes going to hear that. I'm not in the league no more. So he has to say that. But if I'm Joe Burrow, I take that as a compliment. The work that I've put in, even if you ain't going to say it, you see it, but it's been acknowledged. If you're not going to say it, you're acknowledging that you think I'm a hell of a player. I already believe I'm a hell of a player, but that acknowledgement, I appreciate it.
Yeah, I guess you could look at it that way. I just, I don't need you giving me that compliment as a
So if the coach, if coach came up to you and said, hey, Key, you're the best besides our guy, and the other guy was Jerry Rice, well, how would you take that?
It don't matter who. It could be Jerry Rice, Michael Irvin, Chris Carter, Marvin Harrison, T.O., Kelvin Johnson, all combined in one. I don't need that compliment, is all I'm saying. I don't need you telling me that I'm the second best.
But how would you take that?
I'll probably just walk away from him.
But you're not going to take it as if he's trying to sun you.
No, you ain't going to take it as that.
You're going to take it as a compliment.
I guess it would be the delivery, really, for me. It would be the delivery.
That's how he said it?
How he delivered it to me.
And
he didn't say second, though.
He said, outside of our guy,
you're the best.
He's the best. If my guy is clearly number one with championships and MVPs, and you have no championship and you have no MVP, it's known that he's the number one guy.
So you take it as a backhanded compliment, right?
Yeah, that's what I do.
So you take that as a backhanded compliment?
It really is.
So would you rather...
What you say, Paul? It really is.
It is.
Exactly.
It is a backhanded compliment.
It's a backhanded compliment.
So would if you're Spags, though, would you rather give a backhanded compliment or piss your quarterback off?
I would not give a compliment at all, other than your hard quarterback to game plan against have a nice day. That's that's the way I saw it.
I don't look at it as a backhanded compliment. I look at it as an appreciation for Joe Burrow's game. That's how I look at it.
And that may be the case. Speaking of the Kansas City Chiefs, Travis Kelce has been Patrick Mahomes' favorite target throughout his entire NFL career. At 35 years old, Kelce is clearly out of his prime to most people. But Chiefs GM Brett Veach says that Kelce can still play at an elite level when he needs to. So, TJ, can Kelce still be an elite tight end in the National Football League, especially for Kansas City when he needs to?
He can be an elite tight end. Can he be their number one option? No. But you just said it leading up to this. He needs to be the number one option when he needs to be the number one option. If we need a play made, I need Travis Kelce to be the number one option because Mahomes has that comfort with him. I don't need you to be the number one option of every play of every game throughout the season. And as you know this, Key, the majority of the plays that are drawn up is going to the number one option. We're looking to get him the ball based on this coverage, and this is why we're calling the play. That's going to have to be Rashee Rice. But when they need a play to be made, 80, 90% of the time, Kelce needs to be the number one option. I believe he can be that. You just can't be that for the entirety of the season and the entirety of every passing play that's being called. And so if Kelce can be at his best when his best is needed, yes, he can be that number one option. I have no doubt in my mind that when the game is on the line, Mahomes is looking for 87.
Yeah, this reminds me, Key, you know, the more and more I looked at this, it reminds me when I was in Washington playing for the Wizards. I wasn't no longer the number one option. But when it came down to it, when they needed that bucket, and that's what he has to be, just like you said. That's exactly what you said. Because they can't rely on him to be the Travis Kelce of 3 or 4 years ago, to just the dominant tight end. You're looking for him, wearing him down at that age. I mean, we saw him. Think about it. He came into the offseason and said, I got to lose 20 pounds. I was slow. I was sluggish. We didn't have the same chemistry, and I noticed that this year. But when y'all need it, I'm gonna be there, and it's sort of similar to the Lakers situation with LeBron. They don't need him to be the number one option now. So as the older you get, you don't have to be that guy every night, but you know that you can go back in time on certain nights and deliver, and that's what Kelce is for them.
You know, I think they need him pretty much all the time, but in certain times. They need him on the field all the time to be their cardboard cutout, to be the guy that people can try to pay attention to and get everybody else open. But y'all right. They need him when it matters most. You need your star guy when it matters most. You know, if it's the first quarter, the second quarter, and he's not really doing nothing in the third quarter, he starts to heat up, and in the fourth quarter he takes over. That's really all that matters. Right. As both of you know, when y'all play, you know, you may have slow, you know, first, second, third quarter might be slow. But come the fourth quarter, when it counts the most, you're going to go get somebody. And that happened, you know, obviously in my career. I've been in that situation where, you know, double, triple, whatever the case may be, I may not be getting the necessary targets, but I always will remind the defense, I'm going to get you eventually. It may not happen, but I'm going to get you. While you sitting over there laughing and high-fiving and jumping around, I'm going to come back to bite you at some point in time throughout this game. So that is the way it goes. But I think
you don't need that pressure. You don't need the pressure every day of being a guy.
No, you don't.
Now,
you know
with Rashee Rice coming off the knee injury, can he be that guy?
Well, you bring him on slowly, though.
But if he can't be that guy, will Mahomes want to lean on Kelce a bit too much? Or can he find another receiver that can be that guy, whether it's Hollywood Brown, whomever it is? Because coming up, and I've never had a knee injury, but they always say that first year off, you got to kind of find your way. And so if Rashee Rice if he can't be that guy, who will it be? Or will they rely on Kelce a bit too much?